So this is a question that I often get. Tell me about the broken soul. How would I know I have a broken soul? It's very difficult, you know. Even if you look at Paul's life, I really believe all of us have some kind of brokenness in our soul. It's the breaking up of the soul's nature, and it usually occurs when severe trauma happens in that person's life. But it can even happen in the womb. It can happen with conception, where you not only, because of the epigenetic marker that says, that gives the legality, the generational curse, that gives a legality, so it's like the spot, now it's a soft spot. So because of that, the iniquity that I carry through, that the trauma can hit me. So trauma can come in any time in your life. And because of that severe trauma, a part of your soul breaks loose from the rest and it goes into a place. It can be a result of occult abuse. It can be a result of any abuse, sexual abuse. Abuse with your mouth is the same abuse. Abuse, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, any kind of abuse. And in the result of many personalities being formed within this person. So what happened is, this is my heart, and my heart got shattered, and a little part of my heart set apart, another little part of my heart set apart, another little part of my heart set apart, and all those little parts become personalities. They become a little me there in the kingdom of darkness, and they it goes in the kingdom of darkness, or in that, but or in death, or in hell, wherever they are captive. But they are captive in Lazarus' grave in there, and that's a little part of myself being captive there. And then over them is the stronghold, and the generational epigenetic marker will be, that the generational familiar spirit will be there. There will be maybe a human interject, whatever, but they all, like Velcro, they will all attach on this little part. And that is how they keep this little part of me captive. And that little part of me is actually my emotion of the pain that I've felt that day, the experience I felt, the rejection. Mom and dad didn't want me, or they were divorced and they were fighting, where am I going to stay and what is going to happen to the children? Or you would be amazed how many children would know exactly what you are fighting about, and they will experience, mom and dad is going to divorce and where are we going to go? These kinds of things. So the result, many personalities are formed. Some of these personalities in there are deaf and dumb, and they can't even speak. Some of them are so demonized by the time you reach them, and but they're still a part of you. They're still a part of that person. Maybe I can give you examples that you can understand better about those people and those little parts. But the evil spirits normally clinch unto them. And when we minister to them and they came out, we have to separate the demonic from them to deal with them. Otherwise, you're going to be confronted with the demonic all the time, and you would not know the difference if you don't have really discernment. Very interesting, and I don't think many people know this, but God, in His might, in His mercy, He allows dissociation. He does. Because as strange as it may sound, it was a gift from God, where the trauma was just too much for you to handle, and He allowed a little part of you to break loose so that the core of you can still go on and to cope with the situation. But then He says in Isaiah 61, I send my Son to come to set the captive free and to heal their broken heart again, so that they can become one again. So the beginning of being dissociated from the big heart was God helping you But the demonic saw that, and because we never reached out to that part, and we kept on going with our life in cope mode, we never reached back to this part, or somebody helping us reaching back to that part to bring them back out of captivity. Nobody taught us about the epigenetic markers that kept them there, and the stone on the grave. Now the marker is off. Now we can get the bitterness and the hate off. We can help them to repent so that they can come out and then make whole again. So many people endure tremendous abuse, neglecting, where parents neglect their children, where parents don't nurture their children, where children in a very young age get the epigenetic marker paid out on them, and they were sexually abused, harassed in the spirit by sexual demons. It's a tremendous harassment that those people go through. So this is why God allowed that. Thessalonians 5 verse 22, God created all human beings with body, soul, and spirit. Genesis 2:19-20, God created all humans with incredible power of the soul nature, including the ability to dissociate. God knows the effects of evil upon humans, and He allowed for us to escape that. Psalm 124, verse 6-8. So, dissociation is a form of temporary escape from all the pain so that you can go on. You can go and read Psalm 7, verse 1, Psalm 69, 20, 147, 3. So, the fragmentation of your soul, of your heart, is reality. That happens. Even severe trauma, even in children, doesn't matter what age it comes in. But in God's goodness, it was one of the keys of the secrets of the kingdom. The mysteries of the kingdom. I really believe dissociation is a mystery of the kingdom, where yes, it happened, but now the other side of the mystery is I gave my son and my blood, and now to get you out of that, break the epigenetic markers, break those strongholds, bring life in, bring light in, bring forgiveness in, 70 times 7, reach out, love until life. Go and reach out, love and them until life. Bring them out. Go and read John 11 again, how Yeshua was explaining to them. Go, get the rock off, and then get them out there and take the grave clothes of them. So, dissociation can bring about different personalities. So you would say to me, but my husband is a different person. It's a different personality. Let me quickly give you an example. I was ministering in a place, and a woman comes to me and she says, I have a husband and a wonderful child, and but I have this affair. And this is what I do here. But at night I'm a mom, and then I do this again tomorrow, and then I'm a mom, and then I do this again. So I have two lives. That is exactly what James says, a double mind. So it's two personalities. So the one goes on, and this one loves Jesus. She really does. But this one, between them is a thick wall. And this one needs to cry out, God, search my heart. There's the day when David says, Lord, you need to search my heart. I do things that I don't want to do. Paul said the same. Help me. You realize how much I love you, but I do things that I don't want to do. He could not see that he has two personalities. He has a fragmented part of his heart. And then in His mercy, God showed him, already in your mother's womb, this marker came upon you. It paid out, and you become this person. And you had the sexual sin upon your life. And you can see if you read the Bible that he did not go and pray for his children to take the epigenetic marker off, because his son raped his daughter Tamar. So it went on in the generation. So we have to help those fragmented parts. And how? By asking God to put on the light and to help us to bring this part in the light so that He can deal with what's going on there. But I think most of the time is we are not ready to deal what's going in there because of we have seen how this person reacts. So this one is now saying, I love my husband, but this one is cheating and doing this thing. So what do we do now? We don't judge and say, you are a whore. The marker maybe is, you are a whore, and act like one. This is the marker that's been paid out. But to help and to say, you know what, there's brokenness, and it was so painful when your mother and father divorced when you were a little girl, and this happened now to you, this fragmented part, because he stayed in the tomb, he didn't come. Nobody reached out for him and bring him back. Everybody just judges that part. So now it's time to ask God to put his light on, bring the truth in, that this one come up and say, I want to face reality. I want to face reality. I act like a whore, and I'm not one. I don't want to be this. And God, by his grace, can wash with the blood, forgive, bring healing, take you out of captivity, cut all these things of your mind and bring you back into wholeness. We thank you for the blood of the Lamb, that everything is possible through Jesus Christ. And thank you for your word, Father, that says nothing is impossible with God. Even our healing is possible in Yeshua.